Yes, Namaskar. So, 2 days back we were talking about the conscious element. How understanding that this identity is consciousness, only the witnesser, not the doer, not something which is done. Just with the witnesser, not even the body with which it is witnessing, not even the mind with which it is witnessing. So let's understand. We were talking about how to be free. I was actually thinking about this a lot and I was trying to find the answer. Bhagavad Gita gave me a very perfect answer for this. So, we see that if we try to avoid the desires, the fear will be gone. Now, the thing is, many people, almost everyone, is not able to cognize that conscious element itself. And I know a desire, a bondage is something which is very hurtful, which hurts, which brings you down. That's a bondage. You are connected or related to something, makes you bonded with that thing, which in turn is stopping you to experience the transcendental state, stopping you to experience the consciousness or the elevated consciousness. So desire. See, it is such a difficult thing to just stop the desires. You see, even if a person is thinking that he is going to withdraw the desires of sense gratification coming out from the mental concussions. I'm using the words of Prabhupada, Swami Prabhupada, which actually is trying to say that from the mental level, whatever sense gratification, sense satisfaction you want to do, that you should be removing. Removing them is hurting us. Yes, it is not a blissful thing to remove them. The bliss you will experience after they are removed is a different thing. So, how to do that? What is the simplest way to actually remove the desires from us? The simplest way to remove the desires from us is that we offer these desires as a we just offer them as a sacrifice to Lord Vishnu. And yes, it is the reality. As we have explained, understood so many things earlier, we say the physical body and physical is Brahma. Mental, mind, intellectual things is Vishnu. And this soul consciousness we are talking about is Shiva, the Shiva Tattva. Now you would have all heard about that Vishnu is continuously meditating upon Shiva, is in oneness with Shiva, and Shiva is in oneness with Vishnu. Now when the Vishnu is becoming busy in the Brahmanic things, so material world, so actually we drop these emotions or feelings of desire at the feet of Vishnu. We just sacrifice them to achieve Him. You understand? We sacrifice the desires to Him so that we get that consciousness, and now the life is being governed and ruled by that consciousness, by the elevated consciousness, or you can say transcendental consciousness. So now I will try to read out the verse, which is from the chapter 3, Karma Yoga, text number 9. It goes as यज्ञार्थ कर्माणो न्यत्र लोको यमं कर्म बन्धनान् तद अर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्ता संगा समाचर. I will repeat it once more. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोको यम कर्म बन्धनान् तद अर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्ता संघा समाचर. The raw translation goes as work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondages. Yes. So Shri Krishna says, and repeat once more, Yajnartha karmano nyatra loko yama karma bandhanan tada artham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done for as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Work done has to be performed as a sacrifice to the Vishnu, to your mental aspect, the intelligence aspect. Intelligence already knows that this is a material desire, even if you are not aware about it. What it is known by the intelligence. Very simple thing to do is to sacrifice these desires. Oh, for example, you are having a desire. I want to get this thing or get something. Something would be done, then I would be happy. This is the Maya, right? And this Maya we are supposed to surrender to Vishnu. Vishnu, Maya Pati. Yes, he is the wielder of all this Maya, your intelligence. Intelligence is something that also makes difference between you and the material. Intelligence is also the same thing which keeps you connected with it. Something that makes you think that I am this identity based on this material reality. Understand? The same thing is being done by the intelligence, and the same thing that this mind, this material identity is separate and has to be brought back with conscious element is also the work of intelligence. So very simple. So for our intelligence to go over here, we are sacrificing what is there. What's their desire? Materialistic desires. Sacrificing this materialistic desires for the intelligence sake itself. So now Vishnu is free from Brahma and is able to focus on Shiva again. Lord Krishna also says, even at the last moment, the time when you are dying, even if at that time you are sensitive about the consciousness, you will enter into the kingdom of God, what we call as Godhood. Yes. So, to be free from the bondages, also to be free from the fears, a very simple thing is we have to surrender them. Surrender them to Vishnu. We sacrifice the desires. Now, what you get in return is that divine connection. Now, when you are in that divine connection, just think about it. What you desire next will be a beautiful play in that cosmos. And what you desire next is supposed to be manifested. Because now it's not a will of you. Your will is taken over. Your will is taken over by Shiva. Consciousness. Health, wealth, relationships, all these are very, very small things in front of that. In front of the state of mind that you have. And our state of mind that you have is less than state of experience you are having. This state of experience is determined by the conscious element. The much transcendent the conscious element is, the much better the state of mind you will be having. The much better state of mind you are having, the much better physical body and material possessions will be there. So you are not anymore supposed to run after the law of manifestation. You are supposed to just sacrifice these current desires, whatever you are having. You are sacrificing it to Vishnu. So now what's remaining is Vishnu. And now he will take care. He will take care at its best. We don't even know what's actually the best thing for us. Also, till the time your mind is in peace, your system is in peace, nothing in this world can shatter. If then the whole world itself gets shattered and you are in peace, you win. Yes, this is the reality. You win when you are at peace. Rest everything is taking us to a delusion. Rest everything is illusion. The Lord Krishna also very beautifully tells us that how person when gets stops understanding this transcendental consciousness, starts to have a desire about some material aspect, something material. Now this material aspect creates a bondage within the human. This bondage brings anger and a certain, just a certain, not even a certain, a bit of anger, and all the transcendental consciousness is lost, is dissolved, and this is Maya, this is illusion. Anger occurs because of bondage. Bondage occurs because of desires. Here we are understanding to work on the first step itself. There's a desire coming, sacrifice it to Vishnu. How you sacrifice it to Vishnu? A question. How do you do that? Any task that you are doing, any task that you are doing, anything, literally talking, typing, doing anything, driving, working, doing household works, while you are doing that, if you are maintaining this sense of connection with Vishnu and performing that activity as a, you're performing that activity as a service to him. For example, take a very simple thing. For example, you are washing the dishes. You are washing the dishes, but in the sense of self, you are actually washing the feet of the Supreme. Now it's the work that you are doing is a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu. So now here the no dishes has been washed. Whatever the output is, we are not concerned with the output. Just the task, just the work that we are doing, that work is sacrificed to Vishnu. Now we are bondage free. Because when you put some effort somewhere, some bondage starts. But now when this effort itself is devoted, is sacrificed, this is the best sacrifice that you can do. This is the integrated sacrifice you do for God. God does not want, Krishna or Vishnu does not need your gold, your money, your currency. Currency has its value only till the time people want to have it. Gold has a value till the time people want to have it. The moment people lose interest in gold, it would be very similar like the stones on the road, on the way. Yes. Currency also, money, these things are not needed. Almighty is not asking you for this. If you understand, Almighty is asking you that whatever task you do, whatever function that you perform, you're performing that for Him as a sacrifice for Him. Now, let us relate this to what we understood yesterday, day before yesterday. We were understanding the conscious element is just the witnesser. Yes, it is just witnessing. Conscious element is just witnessing. So now, whatever task is being done by that intelligent aspect of yours. For whom? As a sacrifice for the intelligence aspect. Done by the intelligence as a sacrifice for the intelligence, not as a sense of gratification. Sorry, gratification of senses through the intelligence, through the mind. No, not for the sense desire, but as a service. Here also, this thing comes that you keep this mindset of collecting, it doesn't work. You keep the mindset of giving, the more supply will be there for you to give. Yes, please understand this. So the thing here is surrendering or sacrificing any activities, any work that we do, any desire to Vishnu, to the intelligence aspect, which in turn makes by nature, by the very nature law, which in turn makes the intelligent aspect look at the Shiva aspect, at the Shiva Tattva. And this, my friends, this is something we call as enlightenment as a living experience. We all are understanding enlightenment. As we looked into this previous last to last video, that state of zero, we call that as enlightenment. And the state which was the level 4, last level, that is Shiva Tattva. In between, everywhere, mind is working. If you understand, so from that zero to keep you on a higher TPM, thoughts per moment, this is also your mind. And the moment where you come to that zero, within that zero, you see that there are more steps of oneness, more steps of Advaita to that conscious element. Here also bringing you down to that zero, from that zero to that fourth level. Also, the conscious, the intelligent aspect is working. Consciousness is there, but its intelligence aspect is working. So now it is like for that zero, whatever was keeping you up on that TPM chart, you are staying up. Now you sacrifice everything which is up to Vishnu. You just sacrifice it. Now Vishnu in turn takes you in more depth in the sections which are inside the zero. That is the natural law and natural way that it will happen. So a very normal sense, a sense of service towards the Almighty. I am trying to talk these things with you. What am I doing? Am I serving you? No, I am serving the Almighty. Yes, I'm serving Him. He is somewhere in you. You are Him, and you are being served. This in turn makes you in me to look at that Shiva. You understand? It makes you, the you which is in me, makes me to look at that Shiva Tattva. Yes, we are collective, we are a part of collective consciousness. Yes, you are individual, and individual you have a consciousness. You have that possibility of Godhead within you, being in the Godhood kingdom of God. It is there, but we are in a collective way. So when we talk about having the responsibility is of collective mass. That is when the natural shift of upgrading you comes up. Uh, a very nice guru brother, he was once telling that it's not that by taking up the power you will have more responsibilities. It is like that, okay. But if you look at it, if you take more responsibility, you will automatically have more power. There might be a struggle for a bit. Even if you are having power and you are not having that much responsibility at that moment, you will be struggling. Now you are having a responsibilities, you are struggling a bit, but power will come because it's not your job to find power anymore. The job to find power and bring it to you is the work of intelligence element, intelligence aspect of the universe. Also, the intelligence aspect is always going to keep you in a bliss state. Yes, I hope this gives all of you some cognitions about how the conscious element is there and how they can reach to that by surrendering the desires to the intelligence. To Lord Vishnu, Krishna explains this very beautifully. Also, Ashtavakra explains about this. In the next video, I'll bring you some things from Ashtavakra Gita. It has also touched my life in many ways, in many depth, in much of the depth. Yes, I'll surely bring some more examples to you about how this is happening. Till the time, if you are having any questions related to anything, you can just post them down. I'll try my best to answer you with that question. Okay. So thank you for staying here and listening to this. I hope you have experienced bliss as soon as you should. Thank you for joining. Namaskar. Yes. I wish you have a blissful time.